Hello there, and welcome to another episode of Practical Wisdom. I'm your host, Ihab Hamad. Today, I want to talk about the idea of how to deal with the criticism in just much more graceful way, much more mature way, much more wiser way, so you can grow into your life, so you can grow into your business, so you can march forward into your purpose without really allowing criticism around you to get you stuck with that energy. Now, before I go into practical tips and how to deal better with the criticism, let me tell you why this is something I personally suffered with and I personally grown with. So it's not something like I'm just preaching here. It's not just a theory. It's something I've been through. See, at the beginning of my journey, when I started going into self growth and spirituality, I didn't have people around me that really understood what's going on. I didn't have people around me that really understood the idea of purpose and passion and spirituality and enlightenment. So, yes, I got criticized a lot. And probably all the time. I can't even count it. Most of my friends, they said I'm crazy. They said, like, I lost my mind, and so on and so forth. Now, when I say that, I really laugh at it because for me, it's funny. Actually, I love to be called crazy because to me, it means I'm living my passion. To me, it means I'm not conditioned. But the truth, when I used to hear those words from people that are close to me, it used to touch me in the heart. It used to bring my energy down. And now, and after years of working myself and inner work and growing a meditation, I reached a point that I don't really care about criticism anymore. Not that I don't get triggered at all, but even if I get triggered, I get inside and I work on myself and I grow quickly from that. So because I've been through that journey, that's why I want to tell you today what are the best methods, at least in my opinion, to deal with criticism, not just in a way that you neglect it, but in a way you grow from it. So next time, and that's the first practical tip, next time when you get criticized, I don't want you to neglect that. I don't want you to play the mature guy. We all do that, right? Oh, I don't care. I don't want you to play that role. What I want you to do instead, to acknowledge that you've been triggered, to acknowledge that this criticism, it hit you. And instead of going into victim mindset, why the other person said that, why they don't get what I'm doing, why they don't understand me, I want you to evolve from that kind of question. I want you to evolve from that kind of victim patterns and look inside of you and ask yourself, okay, where in my body I feel the criticism the most? Now, that might sound weird, where in my body I feel the criticism the most, but the whole idea is that we store our emotion in our body, and when someone said something and it hit us, it hit part of our body. So I want you to bring your attention to that part in you that just felt that criticism. And I want you to go deep there. And again, I want you to acknowledge it, not try to cover it or not try to go into victim mindset. Now, the second tip, I want you to investigate that part. I want you to investigate that part that felt the pain the most. How you do that? By first feeling the pain of criticism. Don't try to go again into blaming game. Just feel the pain, feel the sensation of it. Is it just a sensation of contraction? Is it a sensation of disgust? Feel that. And I want you to ask what that means to me. Now, what I mean here, when someone criticizes you, and for example, let's say they say something like, "Stop doing what you're doing. You're not good enough. Stop that." Blah 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 blah. I want you to ask what that means to me. And that's how you go to the root cause of the pain of the criticism. So what you might discover something like, it means that I'm not good enough. It means that I don't have power. It means that I am weak. Just go to the root cause of that feeling. And when you go there, I want you to thank that feeling. By doing so, now that might sound like counterintuitive, like, yeah, do you want me to thank the feeling of powerlessness? Do you want me to thank the person who criticized me? And the answer is yes. And you know why? Because people who criticizes you, they show you the parts in your psyche that's still weak, that still not evolved, that forgot it's your truth. And what's your truth? Your truth is powerful. You're powerful. Your truth is you're creative. Your truth that you're loved. Your truth that you have potential beyond your imagination. And when people criticizes you and it means something to you, something like I'm not good enough, it means this is the part in you that's out of alignment with the truth. And what is the self-growth journey? Isn't it bringing those parts in your psyche into the wholeness of who you are, into the truth of who you really are? And that's the third practical tip. Once you realize that part in you that's weak, that you feel it's not good, you're not good enough, and you thank it, and you thank the other person for the gift of free therapy, showing you that part, I want you to start empowering back that part and then bringing you to the wholeness of who you really are. How you do that? By saying the opposite of that feeling. So if you feel that I'm not good enough, how can you feel good enough? You might say something like, what would it take to feel good enough? What would it take to feel worthy? What would it take to feel powerful? That way you bring that emotion back to the wholeness of who you are. And now you bring yourself back into that heart state, into whole state. So that was the practical tips in how to deal with criticism, not just in a way of, again, neglecting it, not in a way of trying to go into victim mindset, but really growing from it by acknowledging that people can only point out to you the places that's weak in your psychology and still needs more love and more nurturing and more empowerment. And the truth that we all have that part. The truth that we all have part that still needs to grow into our purpose. The truth that we all have a lower self that needs to be grown into our higher self, into the highest character that we possibly could reach. Now, before I end this video, I just want to give you a small attitude, a just kind of attitude also to add to those practical tips to help you deal with criticism in a much more graceful way. And the attitude I'm talking about is to remember that when you start to live your inner genius, when you start to live your truth, when you start to live your potential, when you start going into the self-actualization journey, some people won't like that. You know why? Because you remind them that they're not living their truth. And that causes people to feel pain. Now, some people are wise enough to acknowledge that and start working on themselves, but not everyone is mature enough to realize that. And what's the easiest way to deal with their pain? To numb their pain is to criticize someone who's doing that to make themselves feel better. So when people criticize you, it has never been about you. It's always about the conflict they're living within themselves. See, my coach, she told me something beautiful and it really resonated with me. And every time I get criticized and I feel myself going into that just kind of victim mindset, I just remembered what she said. And she told me, look, Ihab, for every person who criticizes you, there are 100 people that get transformed. And it's your choice to remember that the work you're doing is transforming 100 people or to focus on the one person who's criticizing you. So that was my advice for today. Hopefully you take advantage of it and you start growing much more strong from criticism. Now, if you like this video, please press the like button and also leave a comment below. What is your strategy in dealing with criticism? Till I see you next time, just have a great day and thank you.
Hey guys, it's Ihab. If you like this video and you enjoy this kind of material, there are two things you can do right now. First, to subscribe to the YouTube channel here, and also to visit ihabhamam.com to sign up for the newsletter there. So you can keep yourself updated with the free material about the soul of speaking, leadership, high performance, and just life mastery in general. I can't wait to see you in the next video. Till then, just go and have a great day. Thank you.